podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Sky's the limit, baby.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
You don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside my guys from around the globe. Well, I mean, three guys from Jersey and one Mexican from Corpus, man. We're back to talk some boxing. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to join us on patreon.com. And if you're watching this 7 days or maybe 10 days later, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got a lot to discuss. Andy Ruiz saying that Dillian Whyte never sent them an offer, but Dillian Whyte coming right out now. I mean, like right before the show started and showing email proof. So we got a lot to talk about just with Dillian Whyte and, Andy Ruiz. Then we have Mikey Garcia giving his thoughts, breaking down a possible Spence Crawford as well as Porter coming out and leaving light at the end of the tunnel is the words that he used for a possible Porter Crawford fight. We also have Oscar De La Hoya that says that he won't stand in the way of a Ryan Garcia-Devin Haney fight, but only once Ryan becomes the mandatory challenger. So we'll definitely talk about that in a bit. And we got a lot of news and notes to touch on, but let me head on out to some of these co-hosts, get this thing started.
It's me, Mario.
What is up, man? I don't know if everybody saw the boxing last night. I got to catch most of it. Talk, I guess, a little bit about that. Not really to talk about the fights, but the event itself, what it meant, people's responses. But yeah, we got Andy Ruiz calling BS. And I wanted to go back and listen to the show to see if I called BS. I'm not sure if I did, but I'm glad he did. So what up, Doomy and Reek?
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my dad.
I saw the fight too.
Boxing Voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes. It's Sunday, finally. Why not? Let's do it, said Oscar De La Hoya to Ring Digital TV when asked if he'll let Ryan Garcia face. Why not, he says. You're young, you're confident. Why not do it? Talking about Devin Haney, talking about Gervonta Davis, but then the big booty butt gets in the way. Eddy Reynoso, he doubts it. So do we see it in 2021? What's up, though? Dillian Whyte, I didn't see that. I'm up to date, but damn, the emails just dropped. Let's go.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Ladies and conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match.
Chip, we back at it here with you Sunday night, and there's a whole bunch of topics to talk about. But I'm with Cash. I'm only like 5 minutes into that. Kush's what's his name? Kangas Kushis or
Cassius Clay.
Cassius. No, it's not Cassius Clay.
Coogan
Cassius interview, and it looks like it was like a fun interview. Most a lot of joking around and stuff like that. I was more interested with the Boxeo Azteca interview. I really got into it. They had like kind of like the fans also asking questions. There was some pretty good questions, and I got to find out some pretty interesting stuff with Canelo. Is there light in the tunnel for Crawford-Porter? Absolutely. I think that would be Crawford's marquee name that I keep mentioning. And what else we got? We got a whole bunch of other stuff, man. I didn't see the fight, guys. I mean, I don't even know what channel it was, the Nicaraguan. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah,
but
I didn't catch it. I didn't have the channel. I thought I did. I don't. But I did see Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao and Manny Pacquiao versus Cotto. Both great fights, by the way, on Saturday on ESPN. Thanks to Top Rank.
I'm gonna be shameful. I didn't watch it either, bro. Like it just went past my radar. I knew we was having. I just didn't know when and what time and the channel. And then at the same time, like it ain't interest me. Like I don't know nobody from Nicaragua besides Chocolatito, and I watched the .com reports. Steve Kim did a great job reporting on it. ESPN obviously had a lot of clips. It seemed extra safe, like extra.
You would have been happy. They took your advice.
No.
3 feet on each side.
No, listen. I read everything.
They did.
No. I did my research. I didn't watch the fight, but I did my research. I watched all the video clips. I could not believe that they did almost everything that we suggested. A lot of you guys were very negative, but they definitely took my 3 seats to the right, 3 seats to the left idea. Everyone had masks, to the ring officials, the ring cards, managers, people in the stands. It was social distancing in the stands as well for the audience. Listen, Chocolatito did an interview and he didn't even take off his mask. Like, it was the real deal. Now, I almost confused it because I seen another clip of a fight of a dude getting sprayed.
That's Muay.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? I ain't see him
barefoot.
barefoot.
Did the fighters wear masks?
They did.
In the locker room.
Listen,
in the locker room.
No. They wore masks all the way to the fight. They took it off when the bell rung, bro. Crazy.
Damn. So they went at risk.
That's legit, though. That's so legit, man.
I mean, I don't know how entertaining that. I mean, it's entertaining because of the situation, but as far as you having to go to an arena, you're not really next to your friend. He's 3 seats to your side or your girl.
You scared to yell?
You got to be like, hey, yo, you saw that? And
nah,
you
man.
The fight.
Yo, I don't even want you yelling. What if a little spit bubble land on my lip because you all like,
I got the mask on. So that
everybody that's going there, though, has they know the risk that they're taking and definitely, like, you're gonna make the best of it. Like if you paid, to be a part of that, you're gonna try to enjoy yourself to the best. I mean, I wouldn't think that you would just be like, hey, I'm just gonna go watch this fight 3 feet apart.
I know.
Check the chat real quick, guys, for the Chocolatito, so y'all can see what it was like when he got into the arena.
Cool.
Yeah.
But now, so you go buy a beer, a hot dog, you sit down in your seat. Do you remove your mask, or is that prohibited? Like, how's that work? It's kind of
people were sitting down.
Weird new.
So.
It's just a weird new way of living,
It's tense, man. It's uncomfortable.
But according to the story, bro, they've only had 12 cases, 3 deaths. That's insane.
Nicaragua.
It's like move to Nicaragua, bro. 12 cases. I thought it was a mistake. I refreshed. I kept reading. I thought it was 12,000. That shit said 12 cases, 3 deaths only.
So were they exaggerating with the mask?
Nah, they being careful so that nobody gets it over there. They taking precaution, bro.
And what's crazy is that it's hot in Nicaragua, and they say that the heat and the sunlight kills the virus.
There's those rumors. I don't know about all that. You know what I mean?
But Dillian Whyte, I think, is bigger news than that.
Yeah, let's stick to the charter.
It is. He was first. Andy Ruiz and Dillian was the first topic. And when we first started doing our research for today's show, Andy had just came out and said, yo, at Dillian Whyte, stop clout chasing. So right away, I was souped up because, we use clout chasing heavy over here. He was like, you never offered me $5 million, #lies. But Dillian Whyte has come out and showed not the email, but a screenshot of an email that Eddy sent him. So he's showing you his texts with Eddy, and Eddy saying that they offered, Andy $4 million. No, well, $4 million. And then, he's like, yo, you want me to turn around and offer him more? Because, they ain't take it. So I'm going to screenshot this for y'all. And not screenshot, but screen share so that you can see. And
why you do that?
This is supposed to, I'm already doing that. This is supposed to be, his, I guess, his text messages with Eddy, right? So, but this is the whole tweet, right? So it says, fat boy at Andy Ruiz Jr. Stop talking shit. Facts are facts. Stop. Come on. # all belly and no heart. So he shows the message between him and Eddy, and it's the screenshot of the email. So the email says Ruiz, says, but this is the thing. This is a sent email. This isn't like who. This doesn't even show who it was sent to. It just says, hi, Tom. Like, I literally could create a draft, crop it in this manner, and say I sent Enrique a $5 million offer. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just giving you, food for thought before you run away with this,
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna say it like this. I'll take back what I said when I believed 5 mils or 5 M's to fight Whyte was low on Friday or Thursday. Whenever I said that on the morning show, 1.5 is the pretty average, right, for a PBC fighter. And yeah, why would Andy Ruiz turn down 5 mil to face Dillian Whyte? So who's really lying here? I'm lost with the whole story. I see, like you just said, I didn't see what you're talking about, but your description says that it could be doctored and put out there as a phony email accusing somebody for declining it.
I agree, man. The fact that there's no correspondence just makes it hard for me to, it's just all one-sided. Even after that, because Enrique cut me off, but you could go right after me, Mario. It just shows Eddy saying, we offered Ruiz 4 M's. You should go back and say, sorry. I checked with Eddy. We offered you 4 M's. Do we have a deal at 5 M's? And I will get it done. So, again, you should go back and say, sorry, I checked with Eddy. I don't even know what is going on. You know what I mean? Like, is he texting who exactly? Because here it says Eddie Hearn at the top. So it's a little bit confusing to me.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. It would have been better, in my opinion, for Ruiz to not say a word. Just let him talk. Let him say stuff. I mean, look, based on the way that we presented the show, which I'm not saying everybody agrees with, all of us. I'm just saying that, initial reactions like, look, we've seen this from Whyte. We've heard him call out and say so many things. You don't know what's true. You don't know what he's trying to stick to a wall. For me, Andrew Ruiz had a better shot of just not saying anything. Now he comes out. He says there was never an offer. I don't know if, email. I just don't believe Dillian Whyte initially. You know what I mean? But that's not even the point. Going forward, now Ruiz, because he responded, has to put himself in a situation where he has to prove now that he would take the fight for $5 million, which I still think was a mistake right off the bat. So, he's just putting himself in a bad situation by responding.
Not only that, he's capping himself. So now by saying you never sent $5 million and they produce, because this public perception is going to sway. Again, there's no response here from anyone. This is just like I could literally make this same identical thing for you in a matter of seconds, So, but public perception is already swayed. If you see the tweets underneath this, it's horrible. Yep. It's all, shaming Ruiz. So I'm with Mario. You know, if you didn't say anything, you know, people would have let it be, because this is old. This is old. Like, the fact that it's resurfacing shows how much or how big this fight could be. Well, it's before the pandemic, and it's before Whyte signed to fight Povetkin.
So it's like February around, yeah. But $5 million, you know, we had a show on it, and we all said, damn, $5 million is perfect. Take the fight. So there's not capping yourself. You know, 5 M's, your stake is perfectly prepared. Take the fight, man. What are you saying? It's worth $6 million? That he capped himself is worth more than 5 M's?
I mean, yo, if he announces he with Reynoso, his stock goes up. I'm just keeping it real. People don't like the truths that I spit, but they usually come true.
How so? How's his stock higher? Does it mean his chances are higher?
Popularity, and not only that, it's gonna change the betting odds. Yo, trainers matter, you know, and he's not going straight into the Dillian Whyte fight. He's gonna have his fight with Reynoso wherever he's gonna have it, and then they're gonna renegotiate. They're gonna come back to the table with this later. And again, this is old news. These are old negotiations. None of this even matters anymore. This is about both men trying to clear up to the fans who really wanted it. But these negotiations are dead in the water months ago, and this doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is Ruiz's next move. What's it going to be? What trainer is he going to train with? Then we start thinking about fights, because no legitimate trainer was going to get in there and say, all right, I'm going to train you and we're going to go into a Dillian Whyte fight. There are cases like that. Virgil Hunter, Dominic Brazil for the Deontay Wilder fight, but he didn't like that situation. Who's going to turn down a check?
So does that mean Dillian Whyte is really clout chasing, looking for a fight?
No, Dillian Whyte was interviewed and he told the truth. We offered him whatever we offered him. Whatever he was told that they offered him, he only told the truth. You know, he only told the truth. He was asked by Adam Scott. You know, look, they doing their job. They doing their job, you know what I mean? They asking the questions that they know are gonna ignite him and get him riled up.
So he was challenging Andy after the loss to AJ, the second fight?
Absolutely.
And then he didn't want to take him. I mean, shit, like, when did that offer come out? I mean, was it even like a good timing for that offer? For
that offer just came out last week, but it was supposedly in February that it happened.
Listen. Think about it like this. Shit hit the fan with Corona, like what, 1st of March?
Yeah, early March.
1st of March. Because by the second week of March, it was here. Shit was getting shut down. So we're going to go with 1st of March. Andy fought Joshua December 7th. So January 7th marks 30 days. February 7th marks 60 days. March 7th marks 90 days. It's how you look at it. It depends the style of boxing fan you are. Does Andy take an immediate top 5 fight coming off a knockout, coming off a loss where he was outclassed, he broke up with his manager, he was overweight, looked the worst in shape of his career. None of those things tell me, take this Dillian Whyte fight. That only tells me regroup, reset, come back.
Word. Like, I wouldn't have taken the fight if I was Andy at that time. Shit, like, I got some adjustments to make. I ain't trying to come back out, take another loss.
Exactly.
I came back too quick, trying to, do things too fast, and then jeopardize the rest of my cash. Moving forward, trying to make big fights.
Let me tell you.
That.
No, but Ness is absolutely. Oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Mix it up.
But Ness is absolutely right in the sense that it's all about perception, because, like, if he doesn't say anything, it doesn't matter because of where we are now. Oh, you want to negotiate a fight? Well, let's start negotiating a fight right now. We're starting over. Pandemic style. That means so much goes into it. Nobody looks like a duck. But the fact that he can predate, if he can predate these offers, it's saying I offered you $5 million and you said 0. But what you could have done is said, okay, that sounds like a good offer. I'm renegotiating the contract now and saying I would like a fight sometime in April or May, and I would like this fight to take place October, November, whatever. So the way that these things transpired, the way that it looks now, because you because you went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to turn down Whyte's offer, I'm going to say that it was real or fake or whatever. Now you put yourself in a position where, okay, so now we're going back to that $5 million. You know what I mean? So it all comes back full circle, and it just makes Andy look bad if it's true.
Well, my perception is not that at all. My perception is like, if he did not say nothing, then I'm going to say, oh man, Andy Ruiz is ducking. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not addressing the 50 mil or the 5 mil rather. And Dillian Whyte is carrying on about emails. I'm going to believe Dillian Whyte and Andy Ruiz in the dark. But now Andy Ruiz stepped up and it's like, yo, you're clout chasing. And we see this email and it looks sketchy. So there is a point for him coming out.
It does. But casual, I just gave you the business side of it. It's evident Andy didn't, like, his team didn't take the fight. Like, he ain't ready. He not in a position. How could it? Listen, first of all, the email's addressed to Tom, who is TGB Promotions. Do you know what I mean? Is Andy officially signed with them, or does he just do fight by fight with them? Is that just the promoter that Al Heyman uses at the time? Yes, that's the last promoter that Andy used to negotiate, to do the deals with AJ. But again, remember, Andy DM'd Eddie. So it is my opinion that Andy did turn down the fight because all the reasons we just stated. He is not ready. He don't even got a trainer.
It's the response. It's like you gotta immediately address the shit. If not, you leave it for the people to just kind of say, "Hey, he's not talking." The person who doesn't talk back is like got something to hide. So he got to come out and like really speak on it. Like, listen, you know what I was coming off of.
Mario was right. He shouldn't have said anything at all. Just
no
go
publicity.
No, don't say nothing. Listen, you more. Dillian Whyte got like 280,000 followers. Like, he is clout chasing. That's why he calling out the bigger name.
So you're saying don't give him the publicity then? You say
hold up. Regardless of his following, he was on IFTV, who has probably how many followers? I didn't look that up.
500, 600,000 on YouTube, which is powerful. And he's on Sky Sports every other day. That ain't change anything. That didn't change, like, it ain't forced a fight with Wilder. It hasn't forced a rematch with AJ. Like, nothing that he's been wanting. Nothing that he's been wanting.
Right, because the business wasn't there, but the $5 million offer is the business there. And we had a show already where we were like, hold on, let me finish that thought. Where we were like, yo, take the $5 million. At least you were the heart of the hardcore fans on the show.
I don't think I said take the $5 million because I understood that he didn't have a trainer.
No, but you did say the $5 million, and I might be wrong, was worth the fight.
It's worth the fight, but not at this time. Like, he's not in the position to take it.
It's not a smart move, basically. What he's telling
and let me tell you something. He's gonna make a smarter move when the smoke clears and Reynoso and him announce the unity, the new combination that is the duo, right? His clout's going to go up. His profile is going to go up. Then Reynoso's taking over. You know that. It's over after that. He's guiding. Now he's guiding the career. So the tune-up comes next. And after the tune-up, they're going to negotiate. By then, his profile's done raised. Like, Andy could easily do Joey DeVaco in Staples Center, StubHub, Andy could do Travis Kaufman, who is from Texas, in Texas. Like, Andy could do so many things. He could come back to Brooklyn and do Adam Koronaki. Like, he could do too many things. It's too easy for Andy.
I don't really see him coming back on a soft touch, man. I want to see him.
Why not? He's going to have a new trainer. He's going to have he came back with Dermitrenko. That's the type of soft touch we talking about, though. We talking about, like, a dude like that that's known but ain't really, get them world level wins.
Yeah, because, like, after what happened to him, he's really going to have to change the public perception. So it's like seeing him with a lower tier guy that's not really going to excite the people. It's not going to really propel him in the eyes of the crowd, man. I got to see him in there. I want him to be the giant killer. I need to see him in there with some tall, big dude.
Yo.
And him being that dude that we loved, the chubby guy who did it.
I hear you, man, but, shout out to people that want you to go back and check out history, man. George Foreman took 10 straight nobodies, man, after he lost to Ali.
Buster Douglas won against Tyson and then went against Evander.
But that Ali lost.
But Andy didn't win.
But he won against Joshua the first time.
Yeah, it was a different perception.
But he was in rematch. He had a rematch clause. Buster Douglas got to leave. He got to get out the contract. So what I'm saying is Andy is in rebuild mode. He's in rebuild mode. But since we on Eddy, let's bring up one of the news and notes because Eddy is working.
Reynoso.
Eddy, yeah, man.
Not Hearn.
A news and note that includes Eddie Hearn that I just want to, I mean, not Eddy Hearn, but Eddy Reynoso, who's going to possibly be the trainer of Andy Ruiz, and I want to combine, is can Luis Nery turn things around with Eddy Reynoso? Now, Eddy Reynoso is training Luis Nery. Luis Nery used to be trained with Freddie Roach, and Roach could not control his weight issues. Remember, Luis Nery was supposed to fight on the Wilder pay-per-view, and he missed weight. So Eddy is what I'm trying to tell you. Eddy's like that new guy.
Is Eddy like the new fat camp? Like
not the new fat camp, but he's just the new hot guy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a certain amount of names that we continue. Like even Haney, his name is still we back talking about him. You know what I mean? Like certain guys will just stay in the media.
Can I say something? Eddy Reynoso is only that guy, but he only has, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying.
You already wrong.
Alvarez.
Don't say it. Don't say it. That's what I'm saying. You already wrong. But you were casual. You playing your
Who
role.
else does he have then?
I just announced Luis Nery.
But we don't know.
You don't know.
Ryan Garcia.
You don't know.
Ryan Garcia just joined the camp.
Just joined. This is third fight already, bro. Like you gotta stop. Just when you lose, you gotta let go.
That like a year and a half, a year and a quarter.
Quarter, man.
He got plenty people over there, man. Plenty people.
Look, I think this is a huge move. Like, I'm never like really good at matching styles of trainers and styles of fighters. Sometimes they're really obvious, Golovkin, his hard-nosed style and the trainer that he was with, right? So sometimes they work, sometimes they're easy. Oh, well, you could say that guy belongs with Freddie Roach or that guy belongs to Robert Garcia. I can't always do that. I'm not really great at it. And also I think trainers, adapt to fighters. But anyway, with Luis Nery, I think this is such a perfect fit. And here's the thing. Luis Nery is such an incredible talent, but right now he sits in the second place of that division against arguably the pound-for-pound king. And there's so many other guys up and down weight classes that could, give this guy a run for his money. I honestly feel like this is the best move. And if Eddy Reynoso cannot get this guy's outside of the ring, because inside the ring, he's amazing. If he can't get his outside of the ring habits, I don't know if anybody can, and maybe I shouldn't go as far as saying that, but this to me is such a great move. And then of course, because Freddie Roach didn't have an opportunity to really work with them. Their one fight together, I think that was the only fight, and it didn't go. He didn't make weight. So I don't know. I just think that this is the one shot he's got.
How good is his English? Do you know if Nery's English is pretty good, or? I mean, because I could assume the communication is always key. You know what I'm saying? If he speaks a lot of Spanish.
Luis Nery speaks Spanish, and Eddy Reynoso speaks Spanish.
No, I was making a comparison to the Freddie. I know that even though he got one fight, communication is important. So Reynoso would be a lot better because of the communication.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as weight, I mean, he was trying to make.
Yeah, but you got to remember, he also tested positive. This guy, Eddie's moving him up. They're not even trying to make weight. We moving up. This guy tested positive before, but he was a champion because he
got banished from the Japanese Boxing Commission and shit. Like, how does that even happen? You got to be you got to be undisciplined like couple fights, like for you to get banished off of weight, just off of not making weight. I mean, and those fights out there is usually the smaller guys, right? In Japan, it must be a great.
Yeah. But listen, also to add in, he's also training
Julio Cesar Martinez.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my boy right there, bro. He came out of nowhere like smashing people.
And he's saying that they're gonna unify, and then they want Chocolatito and someone else.
Or Estrada, Juan Francisco. Listen, this seems a little. See, the Martinez situation seems a little deeper to me. I feel like maybe I'm reading too much into the press release, but it seems like Reynoso is plotting out a future in like a management kind of way. And I'm not really sure, what Martinez's management,
No,
his current situation
that is his manager.
Oh,
Eddie is his manager.
Okay, great. So then awesome. I didn't know. I didn't fully understand that from the email. But yeah, he's mapping out the best plan possible here. You want to unify and move up. That's always a goal. But then to start calling out two of the biggest names, and by the way, two of the older names, is such a smart move. You want to get Chocolatito at this point in his career. He's not the world beater that he once was. I mean, I hope he is, but I have serious doubts. Estrada is much less dangerous than he used to be. These are perfect names, and Reynoso is showing once again that he understands the business of boxing to the fullest.
Yeah, man. They're doing their thing over there in terms of, managing fighters and guiding them down the right paths. And now the stable just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And, he got that strap last year, man. That 2019 Boxing Writers of the World, Trainer of the Year. Then he got the WBC strap Trainer of the Year. So, that starts to bring in people, man. That starts to bring in that, that clout.
It's pretty cool because he's, the more people he adds, the more camaraderie. And it's like, it's a good way to train, you know what I'm saying? Just being like, I came to the conclusion that, Andy going over there, it's just pluses, man. At the end of the day, it's up to Andy to change, but that's just where you want to be. The attention, Canelo, right? It's just so much to benefit if you don't fuck around.
Too many champs over there too.
And imagine if he does end up with Ruiz, which is, the belief on my behalf, and then he ends up with two of the most dangerous men at the smaller divisions. I mean, it becomes a loaded, stable all-star from pound for pound. That's how you become a pound-for-pound gym, by having the best fighters, not just in the middleweight division, not just in the welterweight division, but in all divisions that span from 108 to 200-plus pounds. That's the meaning. That's the definition of pound for pound.
I ain't even that excited about it, but okay.
You ain't excited about what?
I mean, I'm excited about Eddy Reynoso and Andy Ruiz and Canelo and Ryan, but all those other names, they don't make me like, oh shit, Eddie, yes.
You supposed
it's the fighter.
To be like
at the end of the day, it's the fighter. It's the actual fighter. Buddy McGirt said anybody. I'm not saying that this is Eddy Reynoso. Anybody could put a towel over their shoulder, but it's the fighter, man. The fighter got to be able to do what is told, and the fighter also takes over on his own when he's in there, and he got to reset him on the corner sometimes. Eddy Reynoso probably can do that, but those other fighters, I don't know them. He can have. Doesn't he have Virgil Ortiz as well?
Nah, man.
No. All right.
But Luis Nery is interesting because he's a big puncher. He struggled to make the weight, so they're going to move him up back to 22. And, he's with PBC, so what's waiting for him is a big name in Guillermo Regendao, So I'm interested, man. I'm interested. Luis Nery needs the attention that Reynoso will bring and the whole, camp. But since we were talking about that Canelo camp, man, if you watch the video I sent you guys, Canelo did a interview 2 days ago with Box Azteca, and he said that nothing has changed for him. He didn't speak of sparring, but again, he said nothing's changed for him while talking about training. He says he has his own gym. It's a private gym, and he has to train every day. He doesn't know what else to do other than train, so nothing has changed for him, he said. Which is good to hear, because he's one of the bigger names, and you want to hope that he's absolutely ready to go whenever boxing's ready to open the doors again, so that we can get a big show to attract the attention that we need.
Yeah, he was like, man, pretty much my body asked for it. He says that he can't stop training because his body asked for it. So he's maintained. And, I have a couple of notes that I took down from what he was saying because I found it interesting. Some of the questions they asked him were pretty fun. They asked him, he has how many cars he has in collection.
Yeah, he said he didn't even know how many.
He didn't even know how many. And then, the question followed up was, are you, how do you feel about, fighters and other sports, stars dying in car accidents?
What's up with your whack ass translation? He said, and I didn't take notes. You see what I'm saying?
I'm reminding you.
Mario,
Mario,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Mario? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Pac. What he actually said was that they did some research, and it was about 30 champions that have lost their lives to vehicular accidents because they've purchased sports cars. So he's like, I love fast cars and I love nice things, but that doesn't mean that I have to drive fast because I have a sports car. You know what I mean? So that's
bullshit. Bro, who owns a sports car and don't be going 150 miles?
He's being politically correct, right?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he might be cautious. You never know. I mean, I do 95.
But he don't got a Lambo and he don't take it past 100.
Nah, but he does. He does go. Remember, he went to the track, so maybe he gets that out in a safe environment.
That's a good point. Yeah, he could.
Because he definitely had video. I remember having video of him like doing some big shit in something.
Yeah, but he was
big.
on a
Formula.
Exactly. It wasn't even, it was a track, but it was like a I forgot.
Full
like formula tracks. You know what I mean? Not like a circle type of thing. It was like one of those
some people
squiggly ones, right?
Yes.
Listen, some people really respect speed on the road. Some people really respect a vehicle.
Bro, you're gonna
he may be that guy.
No, I'm not saying that he doesn't respect. I'm pretty sure he knows his limitations. I mean, he shows the discipline in the ring, so it's like I can imagine he carries that along his whole life. But I mean, that was a fun question. He says no fights till July, according to DAZN, but he hopes that things get better soon because there's big things on the way.
Yeah, he kept repeating that. Like, what's the hell's big?
And do you remember, Ness, the question they asked him when they were like, when one of the questions was something to you sometimes, have these guys when you offer fights and when they want fights, they ask for too much. Is that a problem in negotiations when they ask for too much money? And he says sometimes it is a problem. People try to, automatically ask for huge paydays, I guess, when they come to the negotiation table with Canelo, like it's expected. But he answered that most of the time, he tries to give, everybody their share and everybody, to be happy with what they get. And he said he learned how to be a good spender early in his career because he made a lot of mistakes. He was irresponsible, but then now, he's been invested in a lot of things, and he talked about the importance of investing after boxing. And
he
also
definitely say he's retiring at 36, 37, the max.
And 36 years old. He said he was retiring and his contract's gonna end at 33.
Yeah.
So
so he's
one of the
looking
things
for another 4-year deal.
Big contract to finish off real strong, man. Canelo's gonna be. He's a legend, bro.
He's gonna be a billionaire.
He's gonna be a freaking...
Imagine he could stay undefeated for 8 fights. That next contract is going to be
ridiculous. And he feels strong. He said he feels strong right now at 29, and he sees himself at 36. And another thing he said was that, he has a workout app. I have no idea that he had a workout app.
Yeah, to stay at home. I heard that, but I wasn't paying attention like that.
I'm gonna try to check that out. Canelo got a workout app. He said he got some diet stuff.
And you can do everything from home without equipment is what I heard.
Yeah, with they got home gym stuff. I mean, home stuff with equipment, stuff without. He says that you got like a good maintenance plan there where you could like kind of maintain during this time. And what's another? I think it's the last thing that I got here. The greatest boxer he ever seen. He said it was Sugar Ray, but his all-time favorite is Muhammad Ali. Sugar Ray Robinson, that is. He said is one of the the most incredible fighter he's seen, but that his favorite was Muhammad Ali. And that he supports women's boxing. He says that's something that he's under his promotion, under his banner, he's looking, to always support. He said obviously he wouldn't want his daughter getting punched in the nose or boxing, but he does support the women that choose to do so. And I think that's what it is. He was superstitious. Wears a red bracelet on his foot every time he fights. I thought that was funny or interesting. And that was just some of the points that I wanted to bring off. I know it was a Spanish interview, so I hope I touched on some fun stuff that was said.
Yeah, that's dope. I would say so. Canelo is 33 then when the contract's over. That would put him in a situation to be the highest paid athlete around, which would make Mayweather 46. No, that's too old. But that would be such a good reason, I guess. It would be like a really good tactic, a really good marketing ploy, to base that fight on, the old guard's newest, most highest paid, and then Mayweather, coming back. But yeah, 46 is old. Never mind.
It's crazy how he's 30. He just turned 30, and he said that he's getting stronger. That was what, his quotes. He says, I only feel like I've been getting stronger. So he sees these 6 years as, not a toll on his body, I guess. He sees like he's still strong and he could perform. So, I mean, I see him fighting. Imagine like.
Yo, Dumi was hella like modest in his words because he was a bit more aggressive with people, asking for too much, and he went to the extent of doing what I always do. So I felt like he watches the show. I know I'm fantasizing, but he brought up the Mayweather fight, and he said how he took less money in that fight. He said, I could have made so much more in that fight, and I should have made so much more, but I didn't. Because, I took short money because I wanted to win. I wanted to beat the best. And he was considered the best, and I wanted that fight. And he said that these guys, they don't want that. They're looking for the biggest payday. They're not looking to fight the best. You know what I mean? He said when it comes to him, everybody's looking for a big payday instead of for the fight.
Yeah, but they're being advised. It's not the fight by himself.
I mean, listen. You could be advised, but we've had plenty of interviews in the last 30 days where people let you know that the fighter's in control.
The fighter is in control. Exactly. And the fighter does want the most money.
Yeah, I hear you, but he also wants that fight too, I'm pretty sure.
Hop in, put the train back on the rails. You want to touch on the Jermall Charlo? It was a second topic.
Yeah, man, let's go to Big Charlo. This is something that, originated in Cancun, Mexico for the WBC convention, and it's looking like it's resurfacing now as Jermall Charlo went on his Instagram Live and said that he's going to move up. So I guess, what do you guys think? Do you believe he's moving up, or is this just IG chat on COVID-19? Where say big things but nothing matters because can't nothing happen? Or, Or is this the best move? That shit. Or is this the best move for him long term? And what sort of immediate impact does it have?
I think he shakes up the 168 division. I think that he disrupts that whole division. He got options. And this is the trending fucking thing to do, right? This is what we've been talking about. Move up, challenge, move up, challenge. It's like Mikey Garcia, you know what I'm saying, started something up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the little guy got to come up. And he's not that little. He'll do just fine at 168. And you plan him up with Caleb Plant. The plan could be with Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, there's plenty of guys in that division that you can make waves with, and I see him being a contender. He could compete at that weight division.
I know Canelo's
real quick, Enrique. Just to give you some information, he's only had 5 fights at 160, and hypothetically, let's say that's 2 times a year. So he's been there going on 3. I mean, building 3 years.
So, I mean, that doesn't matter. If 3 fights is good with Ryan and Eddy Reynoso, then, 5 fights is awesome for Jermall.
No.
160.
Damn, you really a casual. 5 fights at 160. He's going to be moving up to 180 to 168.
I know. You ain't listening. That's what I said. So 5 fights is okay at 160. That's pretty good. So moving up at 168, maybe he's chasing Canelo, even though Canelo is a 160 fighter. But Canelo is like, he's a fluctuating. We don't know where he's going to land, right? we don't know. What is the fight with Triple G if it happens? Is it a middleweight or is it a super middleweight? So Doomy said Caleb Plant. I would love to see Jermall versus a Caleb versus a Saul.
Yeah,
versus
I don't think that's the route. I think he's got to go David Benavidez. That's the route. David is the
WBC
lesser
champ.
experienced. He's the lesser experienced. He's younger, so he's capable to make more of a mistake.
Yeah, I wasn't giving an order. I'm just saying that 168, those names like the Benavidez that you mentioned, Caleb Plant, Daniel Jacobs, and possibly even Saul Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. You know, the names can keep going up there.
Well, Jacobs is one of our secondary notes I had put in the pre-pro. He is at 68. But he doesn't want any of those names just yet. He's definitely gonna fight Rosado next. He wants to take care of that personal beef with Rosado while also still testing himself at a new weight, which I always respect, man.
He want the big fights, though.
That's why I honestly got to give Crawford more credit for jumping straight up at a champion, because I always tell guys to do what Danny did and what Daniel Jacobs is doing. Take a few fights before you go in there with them big boys, man.
Yep.
But,
that's exactly what he should do. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, yeah, go.
No, listen, as far as long-term, short-term, I think it's a good short-term plan. He can go up to 168 or even a catch weight above 160 and open up his pool of options. You know what I mean? So that's a great short-term plan. He can find just the right fight that doesn't put him in so much danger. He's not giving up a bunch of size, that he doesn't have to fight a bunch of fights to get his body accustomed to the weight class. But as far as moving up right now, I just don't think that that's in his best immediate future, unless it's a one-off. You know, I think competing at 160 still, to me, 5 fights isn't a lot. I think like Enrique said, I think it's enough. If he were to make this jump, it's not insane or crazy. I just don't know if it's a lot.
Who's the weakest link there, Mario? Who do you put Jermall in there going in with the top out of the top champs?
Nah, listen,
out of the top champs, I would say Billy Joe. Or are you saying at middleweight?
Listen,
at 168.
Yeah,
168.
Yeah, 168. I think Billy Joe probably.
He's the WBC champ, so he just got to petition to fight Benavidez.
To fight David Benavidez.
That's it. The Benavidez fight is the one-off. It's the fight that, if he beats, gives him enough popularity to get Canelo's attention, and if Canelo doesn't want him, gets him the automatic big fight with Caleb Plant. Because if everybody thinks Caleb Plant Benavidez is big, then what's going to be Charlo if he moved up and beat Benavidez? So this is what I've been saying since last year, October in Mexico, when I told him to do this. This one fight opens the door. Because, one, you're taking off a Mexican off the board. Because you leave Benavidez there, Canelo will take him. Daniel Jacobs, in the article I sent y'all, wants him. He just wants Rosado first. Then he's immediately going to try and get Benavidez, even though it's cross broadcast.
So that's exactly Danny Jacobs you talking about?
Yeah, well, his exact words were, Benavidez is, not exact words, but paraphrasing, basic Benavidez is the lesser skilled out of all of them, but they're all champions. They're all a big opportunity. So for him, it doesn't matter. After Rosado, he wants Plant, Canelo. He said actually smart things. He actually said, obviously, I want Canelo, but I know I got to put myself in position, so I'm not calling him out. I'm not going to be dumb. So, Plant, he's going to go Rosado, then he wants Plant or Benavidez or Billy Joe.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going with
Jacobs. That's Daniel Jacobs.
If it's a one-off type of thing, if it happens at full 168 or a catch weight, it could still happen at catch weight if he's not fully moving up permanently. Ultimately, you're right. Those are where the fights are for them. They stay in-house. David Benavidez is a huge fight to me. Caleb Plant would be he could go either route and then fight that guy. You know what I mean? The winner fights either Caleb Plant or David Benavidez. So that's a smart. I think Benavidez is definitely the smarter route.
No, it could even be like, look, if they did Mikey, well, I guess Mikey's 4th division. Benavidez is two-time WBC champ. Is that big enough to be pay-per-view? Charlo versus Benavidez on pay-per-view?
On pay-per-view? Wow. It's a champ. It's not. Nah, it's not, bro. It's not. I just can't.
Maybe an undercard on Canelo.
I don't know, man. I think you guys are selling. I think you guys are selling Benavidez short. Remember that Benavidez was the co-main event on Earl Spence's undercard, and when the Bandera Roja came out, the fucking crowd went insane, man.
He did have a good, but where were they again? Were they in Arizona?
Texas.
In Texas? Yeah, he had the whole patria come out heavy.
And listen, but where's Charlo from, Mr. Heyman? Where's
Texas.
Charlo from, Sylvia? Kelly? Tim? Texas, man. Texas with Benavidez, guys. I think you're sleeping.
But that's the state, that's the arena, but not the world with pay-per-view.
Dog.
Come on, Crawford. What did Crawford
the pay-per-view is gonna be
use Crawford and Khan. What did Crawford and Khan?
You can't. That's a bad example though, because Khan is not from America and Crawford isn't. You know what is the truth? He's not from America.
There's a bigger in-house fight.
His fan base is in the UK. They're gonna buy the pay-per-view over there, and they did. They did. He got a pay-per-view UK check.
Yo, but like Triple G versus Jermall, that
Triple G don't want that fight. Triple G don't want that fight. Triple G trying to fight Sedimenta, dog. Like Triple G's an old man waiting on his trilogy. He's waiting like Marquez.
Jamal needs what he can get, and honestly, a wounded duckling Triple G is not terrible.
It'll make it a great call out for the Canelo fight.
It would.
Mario, I don't know how you interpreted what I said, but I wasn't saying Triple G isn't worth it. I'm saying Triple G's not fighting him.
Oh, got you. Yeah,
Triple G got his own plans.
I did misinterpret.
So Triple G dodges him if he's offered some good money to take on. I mean, look,
brother. Triple G was offered, I think it was 30-something mil or 40-something mil to fight this guy. Some weird.
Fight Jamal?
Yeah, man.
I did not know that.
They was trying to sign him. They was trying to sign him to PBC. One fight deal with Jamal and the option or some shit. You could Google it. Maybe I'm off with the number, but I'm pretty sure it was like 22 point something or 40,000.
So he had to sign with PBC in order that to happen. Like
sign with Dazn in order for it to
No, man. I'm talking about before Triple G signed his 6 or 7 whatever figure deal.
I'm sorry, I
didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because y'all not listening. Before he signed with Dazn, obviously Heyman sent him an offer, and the offer included a fight with Charlo.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said. I'm sorry.
Nah, but see, that makes it a little different though, because it included, it was a deal, and then with contingent with him fighting Charlo, but it wasn't like, there wasn't other things that he also had to agree to.
Brother, Charlo and Triple G was mandated, and Triple G was like, "Nah, I'm good." They mandated for the winner.
A lot of money.
Yo, forget the money. Forget the money. It was mandated. Google. It was mandated by the WBC. Fight Jermall Charlo for the option to fight Canelo, and he said, "Nah, I'm good."
Well, but that changes obviously once he does get the Canelo fight, because part of the reason he didn't want to be with PBC is because he thought he'd be kissing the Canelo fight goodbye. So once that Canelo fight happens, who knows what Triple G is feeling at that point? And depending on how bad that fight goes for him, which that's what most people think, who knows, what kind of commodity he is then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Is he going to be in a situation where he could be turning down fights like that?
You guys are still forgetting. Before Canelo got awarded franchise, they mandated Charlo Golovkin. Golovkin said no. So then they made Charlo and somebody else for the belt, remember?
I remember, yeah.
All right, that's fine. So that mandation doesn't mean crap.
I'm just showing you. All I'm saying is I'm showing you 2 separate times where Triple G said no to Charlo. Like, he's not.
All right, but then it still benefit his no. He still came up victorious because at the end of the day, he made $100 million deal with Dazn.
You mean Triple G?
Triple G.
Yeah, okay. Okay, but he didn't take. All I'm saying, listen, I ain't say he wasn't business smart. I'm saying he didn't take the Charlo fight twice, so he ain't taking it now. Because Doomy's like, yeah, but what about why he don't fight Triple G? I'm just answering his question.
Nah, but you was kind of doing it on the premise that he was not taking the fight for good enough reasons. I think it was a good reason for him not to take the fight. I'm saying moving forward. Why wouldn't he take a fight with Charlo if something good was presented to him? But
you're not listening. You're not listening. He's exactly, Mario. He's not fighting anyone until he fights Canelo. His next
anyone
fight,
meaning top opposition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody that could beat him.
His next fight is Sedimenta, his mandatory that wasn't called, so he petitioned to them to do it early. That's how much of a I ain't even gonna call him a sucker.
I said, he took an ass kicking in the half with that Derevchenko fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring the man's morale back up. You know what I'm saying? He was a machine for a while, but hey, man, he's getting older and he has to be a lot smarter too. Shit. But I mean, like I said, I would love to see that fight. Imagine if, and like I said, I would actually favor Charlo just because of how I saw him based, the fight with Derevchenko. Like Charlo's the younger guy. Charlo, he's actually a hard hitter, but not only that, he's a thinker. So I think he would he put the pause on Triple G, and that would look great. That would be so good. That would be good for him. But you said that Triple G's a runner, so
listen. It's just a fight that's difficult to make. You know what I mean? It's difficult to make. Triple G has big business on his horizon, and he's not going to allow any Charlo to be the blimp in the road of that. That's my belief. Could be wrong. Next up, we got Haney and Garcia back in the news. Now, this time around, Oscar De La Hoya is saying that he won't stand in the way of Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney once the former becomes mandatory. So he's saying, I'm not getting in the way of it when the fight is ready for me. Right now, it ain't ready, so we ain't fighting him. That's basically what he's saying. So I really don't get, how could anyone interpret this any other way? Like, he's only ready to fight or ready to allow Ryan to fight Haney when Ryan is the mandatory. Now, obviously, by being the mandatory, you get a certain fixed split. You also don't have to give a rematch. But right now, in the WBC 135-pound division, Javier Fortuna is going to be facing Luke Campbell for the interim, which is like a half a step under full champion. Devin Haney will have to face a voluntary, which could be Ryan for a big fight, but Ryan don't want it, and neither does his trainer, and obviously now his promoter saying the same thing. So Haney will face a voluntary, and then he's going to have to face the winner of Luke Campbell. Then, only then, could a new mandatory be made in possibly Ryan Garcia. And that's all I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, these dudes are turning down title shots not to fight Haney. Like, it don't make sense anymore. It's crazy to me, but whatever.
I mean, look, he's got his trajectory, man. Garcia got his trajectory, and like coming from a coach's standpoint, like Eddie knows what it is. He knows what's missing, what needs to still be, attained in the gym, so that the Lion is ready to, for battle at the right time. Timing is everything, man. That's one thing Floyd Mayweather taught us. Timing is everything. So it's like, a lot of people may be dodging Devin. He's not an easy fight. He's a hungry lion, and he knows how to fight. The boy is good, man. He's good. So, I don't know who's going to be the voluntary. You feel me? Who's going to step up and say, hey, I want to fight Devin. But I hope that it's a good fight. I hope that it's an impressive fight. So, his clout just keeps rising. Now Ryan, is he lined up to fight anybody we know?
I mean, he was supposed to fight Jorge Linares, but obviously COVID happened. Linares is a good fight, good style matchup, good speed, good veteran. But again,
experience with Lomachenko.
Yeah, but again, it's not a world title. Again, it's not a world title. Like, I got to pull up Oscar's quotes so you can hear what he's saying. He goes down this whole, they're young, why not?
Yeah, I have it in front of me.
Go ahead, because it's hypocritical. The quotes are hypocritical.
He's like, why not? He's like, why not? Let's do it, said De La Hoya to Ring Digital when asked if he'll let Ryan Garcia, WBC lightweight champion, face WBC lightweight champion Devin Haney. What people don't understand is I was a fighter first, and now I'm a promoter. I still have the mentality of a fighter. Let's bring it on, dude. Let's fight everybody. You're not going to fight him you're going to fight him anyway. So let's just do it now. Why not? If you're not ready as a young fighter and you're confident, let's go up against anybody. Let's do it. Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, he must have had a few tequilas saying all that stuff, man. Cause like, come on, champ. Like, you're not gonna put your guy in there right away, man. You talking, man, slick when you know that it's not gonna happen that way. So I think that he's just trying to stick behind Ryan and show his confidence in his gallo. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't putting him in there right away. Let's go right now. Hell no.
In that same article, it says it won't be surprised if Ryan is still waiting for a world title shot in 2022, especially if he fails to impress us or if he loses to Jorge Linares or Luke Campbell. Reynoso wants Ryan to get more seasoning before he challenges for a world title, but he may not like what he's about to find out.
Oh yeah, that's the writer, I guess, falling into Devin's side.
So that's all I'm saying, man. It's like you out here talking about they young, we should fight, they should fight, but in the same breath say, nah, I ain't letting him fight till he's mandatory. So he's a promoter, man. He's a promoter.
In the same breath he's saying,
nah, he's still talking. We can't hear him, but he's still
live.
Yeah, let him keep talking until we. Yeah. In the meantime, we'll have Enrique play the violin for you.
Yeah, we back. We reconnected,
and we are back.
We are the champions.
So you said I was in the middle of saying what now?
Yeah, you were saying that Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia's promoter, in the same breath saying let's have these fights happen. But in the same breath,
in the same breath, he's saying Ryan gotta wait till he get the mandatory status, and I get it. Mandatory means you don't gotta give Haney a rematch. Plus, it means a fixed percentage.
But, okay, so it has negotiation weight and leverage on that.
I mean, not really. Like, it's still gonna be 60-40 or 70-something for the champ. It's just like a fixed fee. You could Google to see what WBC mandatory shot is for the challenger in terms of percentage. But that could also be negotiated, right? Because if they really want to make the fight, Eddy and De La Hoya sit down and come up with purses, not percentages.
Yo, Brian said he wanted Devin last. So it's like, you
don't
work for the fight.
Yeah, he don't want the fight. He don't want the fight.
Yo, that got Devin last. So it's like, I'm pretty
said,
sure.
I want Linares, I want this, then I want him, then me and Haney could fight. And it's like,
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, you work for the fighter. So it's like.
Stand by, though. I think Ryan Garcia proves a lot going against Jorge Linares and looking good.
He can prove a lot, but it's just I don't know, man. It's a turnoff that you're being offered a title shot and you don't want it. It's like what they doing to Shakur. Like, no, I don't want to unify with you. I'm gonna go fake unify with an interim champion. Like,
yo, it's the chips, man. They can't be putting all their chips out there to get snatched.
I agree.
Too early, man. Too early. And like, yo, if you follow the career of Devin, you know as well as I do, Ness, that Devin's learned and fought a lot of fights in the gym.
Bro,
so
but
like,
what if
his experience is huh?
What if it's good where they can get their trilogy? I mean, how old was Pacquiao when he fought Morales 4 fucking times?
It's 2022. Can we wait another year and a half?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We waited for how long? We wait for Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao.
The problem is we paid $100 this year for DAZN. This year, and we've gotten Romero Duno and Francisco Fonseca from Ryan.
Okay. So you're saying we ain't getting our money's worth?
I mean, you tell me. Devin Haney fought some Dominican dude and some Russian dude. I don't know neither of their name. I think one is Santiago and the other one was like Abdullayev.
I think we're rushing right? Ryan Garcia. He's 2022 seems about the right target year for Ryan Garcia to face the number ones and the champions.
How old is Teofimo Lopez?
Like 23, probably. 24. I could look that up.
How old is Gervonta Davis?
They're all in their like early mid 20s.
Exactly. So how could we be rushing Ryan? Is he 19?
He's like 20.
Yeah, Ryan's young as food.
I don't believe he's 20.
Well, 22 is
He's 21. He's 21.
And when's his
Ryan
birthday?
Garcia.
When's his birthday?
August.
So he about to get older. He about to get 22. He about to get 22. What you mean his experience? He got over 130 something amateur fights.
Against nobodies though.
What?
I don't know.
Nah, you can't say nobodies.
He fought Devin Haney in
3 fights ago. Who did he fight?
In amateurs.
Yo, no, he's talking pros. You gotta listen. We were saying 130 amateur fights, but you talking
I
pros.
know that. I'm talking about pro, right?
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. In the pros, we ain't getting our money's worth from him.
Right. So I'm just saying, like,
he fought Romero Dumo or Rumo, some shit like that.
No, why you playing my man Dunno? Say.
Oh, I don't know.
King Ryan.
And he fought for a vacant title. So what does that mean? Is it like, hardcores like to throw around that word paper champ?
Who?
Stylistically though, man, he's with Eddy now. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him some time to marinate. So when he hand out that 10, sauce, man, is that right?
Yo, look,
in 2019, this man fought 4 rounds. Not 4 complete rounds, but mind you, he was shown in 4 rounds. Like, that's not a lot in pro fights.
Yo, Mario. They literally got the kid gloves on him. He's ranked number 10 on BoxRec, and he's about to fight number 9 in Linares. That's like one step.
What you mean?
They're saying they got the kid gloves on him because he's going a full like one step up as opposed to like fighting like the number 6 or the number 7, even like number 5.
Like he's only going like that, like one little step. Like I'm 10, you're 9.
See, I'm okay with that if he gets to 8 and then jumps up to.
But he can't. That's what I'm telling you. No, listen, they doing the Golden Boy connection Mexican route, bro. They think they slick. Listen,
maximum effort.
Listen, Ryan is number 10. Linares is number 9. Luke Campbell and Javier are 8 and 7. They busy. Comey just got knocked out. I'm ducking Devin Haney. Lee Selby busy with we just had his Cambroso. Teofimo busy with Vasil Lomachenko, and I could never fight Gervonta Davis because he across the street. So Ryan is about to get WBC status, number 1. All he got to do is fight Linares and wait.
Nah, so Linares gives him that position. Doesn't you think he needs another fight in order to activate that position for himself?
I don't think it when it comes to the rankings. No, I just gave you the top 10, but I could go straight to the WBC and see what the WBC got and see where Ryan is at in terms of what number. I'm pretty sure he's ranked like number 4.
In the WBC.
In the WBC 135. I'm pulling it up now. He's ranked 3. I'm telling you.
Damn.
Look, he's going to be mandatory. Let me screen share it. He's going to be mandatory because all he got to do is not do nothing. Just wait and let everything play out. Right now, he is ranked number 3. Luke Campbell number 2. Javier Fortuna number 1. Devin Haney champion. And Vasil franchise. So all he got to do is let Luke Campbell and Devin Haney fight. They're going to be crowned interim champion. The fact that gives them champion status gets them out the rankings. That means they can't be in the rankings no more because you're a champion now. Because interim is the same thing as the real champ, except, interim. So that means that Ryan becomes mandatory. He's number 3.
No, they definitely got the kid gloves on him. You're right. I mean, this kid, Haney, 21. He's actually 2 months younger than Ryan Garcia. 24 fights for Haney, 20 fights for Ryan Garcia. Let me see. What's his name? Haney and Garcia both started fighting 10-rounders in 2018. Haney in May and Ryan Garcia in, it was Yeah, it was in February. So, I'm sorry, March. So you know what I mean?
How
like,
big does this fight feel to you guys? Like, does it feel big? I mean,
it doesn't feel big
are we
yet, and
rushing
that's
it?
why I'm okay with it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, are we rushing it?
I mean, look. Let's think about this. Let's think about the times, right? Like right now, with all the social media and everything else that comes along with these guys as a whole entity, why not, right? Have them young right now, where they can take advantage of their social media and the hypeness and everything else, and even the younger crowd. You know what I'm saying? Because we were all for when Jake and Paul and Logan Paul fought, and like how that crowd can come in and be fans and stuff like that. Like there is a lot of benefit as well, you know, to making these fights when these guys are young. You know, it can be a huge hit if it plays out that way, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I mean,
agree.
I would rather have it now rather than later. I don't see how it gets any bigger. I really don't. I guess, you know, Haney could go on to defeat Javier Fortuna. Ryan will defeat Linares, and who else to get it bigger? I don't
Could
know.
they make the rematch bigger? Let's say these two young men take the risk. One of them loses, right? Whether it be Ryan or Devin, and it's like, you know, their careers keep going. You know, they keep winning, and they see each other down the line. It's like, yo, it's get back time or revenge. You know, they could play this promotion out in so many ways.
Yeah.
Like they still, in my opinion, are going to have a lot of life, you know, left in boxing. So if you're standing from a promotion,
but you gotta remember, man, Haney's come out like once or twice already, and said that he can't wait around too long. He's gonna have to go to 40. He's even said on Twitter that he would go to 47. Then we interviewed him. He said, nah, you know, he wouldn't go to 47. He was just playing, but 40's definitely an option. So
Ryan's big too, though, man. I don't see Ryan staying at that way. He'll transcend as well, and they can see each other at those weight classes. Like I said, you got two young fighters with a lot of life left in them. God bless them both, you know, and they do everything right, and then nothing unfortunate happens, and you know they take care of their bodies or whatnot. They got a lot of life there, man. I think that it's not so much a bad idea. Like I said, we lose fights when we marinate them too long, and then sometimes we over marinate them to the point that the flavor, we don't even like the flavor no more. You know what I'm saying? The fight might have not been hyped up to what we thought it's going to be. I felt a little bit that way with Pacquiao and Floyd, even though, you know, I love the fight and all that, you know, and it was anticipated much, but it wasn't like all what I expected. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I wasn't thrilled. It wasn't, I don't know, maybe it lost a little bit of some. My man Reed holding the scepter.
You're wrong, brother. You're wrong. I thought the same. I felt the same as you felt when I first saw the fight. I rewatched the fight yesterday. The only time I saw it twice. The second time I ever watched it. And it was a damn entertaining fight. And I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. And then right before that, I saw Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto. Both exciting fights, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you know why it's exciting to you? Because they always say you're going to love them when they gone, man. So when that fight happened, we expected a different outcome. You know, we wanted more action. But now that he's gone, you appreciate what it was that he was able to do to Manny, especially after Enrique Church just recently watched. No, but you also watched Thurman.
Yeah.
So that's in your mind that he just, at 40, he beat a young champ.
That was a rematch I really wanted to see. You know, he gave it to Maidana, you know what I'm saying? And I would have loved for him to have given it to Pacquiao.
I think, listen, if Reynoso believes, and everybody's praising Reynoso, right? He has everybody in his camp. Reynoso says 2022 Ryan Garcia is ready for Gavante, for Haney. Then, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight. I don't think it's going to be past his prime. What? 2022 he's going to be what? 23, 24, if that? Come on, they both young. All of them are young. Devin Haney will be not Devin Haney. Gervonta Davis will be the older of all. And, you know, maybe he will lose a step.
Ryan's
it's going to be a hell of a fight. Ryan Garcia right now is the fighter that we say he's the less skilled.
If I'm Devin, I'm not. Look, I'm not hating on Devin for Devin to campaign. You know what I'm saying? If Devin campaigning, I want you right now. It's your strategic move. He want him right now. He still knows that he could get Ryan Garcia right now and beat him. And I'm not saying that he would have that he wouldn't have problems against Ryan. He would beat him because right now Ryan isn't fully developed, especially in the transition that he's made over to the
if you were Ryan Garcia,
Shinobi.
If I know, because you were going nowhere with it, so I'm gonna go right with it.
No,
disrespectful.
If you were a Ryan Garcia investor, would you say Ryan is ready for Haney?
I wouldn't say Ryan isn't ready. Combo breaker. Back to what I was saying, right? No, just kidding. Look, man, I'll be honest with you. The fact that you know all of us are kind of not agreeing that Ryan isn't fully ready yet for Devin. That's the fact, and Devin is definitely ready for Ryan, and that's why he wants him right now. He wants him right now. But they, they got a plan, and Eddy is a smart ass dude. He knows that he sees some things right now that Devin could take advantage of, bro.
See, because going back to go ahead, Ness. You go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
Going back to what the whole question about it, Ness said something that was absolutely true in that could Ryan Garcia-Devin Haney get much bigger? Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I really can't see it. But could Garcia's career get bigger without fighting Haney? Absolutely. Garcia's his ability to increase his economic value is still there. So in their corner, they're thinking, well, we could blow up Ryan even bigger without fighting Haney. Let's go that route because it's much safer. And I'm not calling Ryan a duck, but I'm just saying that this goes back to what I said. They've got the kid gloves on him, and they have him on for a reason.
That reason is that his career, as you said, is going to be bigger without fighting Haney. Fighting Haney now may put a one on that old column, and Haney is going to be just as big, and they're going to meet later on. You know what I'm saying? It is the Mexican versus the
maybe.
Why?
Because Wilder Joshua hasn't happened. Gamboa Lopez never happened.
Okay, well that maybe is what we put our risk on and take that risk, because if it is beyond the maybe, then it is huge.
I don't know, man, and I just want to be clear. Yeah, Haney wants Ryan, but not because he thinks Ryan is vulnerable. Haney just wants a big fight. He just wants to prove who he is. He was calling out Vasyl Lomachenko with the same energy and intensity that he is Ryan and everyone else. You know what I haven't seen him, though, is calling out Teofimo. I mean, wouldn't that be like a straight unification? I guess he didn't because he knows Teofimo's in negotiations with Vasyl. But, yeah, man, let's move on to some Crawford. We got both Mikey and Porter talking about Crawford and fights. So first, Mikey is giving his breakdown of Spence Crawford, and he says it's a very complicated fight for both, not only to make, but obviously in skill. He feels like neither guy has faced a guy like each other, and I quote, I think it's a very complicated fight for both. Neither one of them has faced another guy that can box effectively, that can use the height and reach, and has great ring generalship and IQs like themselves. Terrence has fought some of the better fighters in the lower divisions. Lately, he hasn't really had challenges. He hasn't really been facing the top challenges. Earl is a driven writer. I think it's a great matchup. Maybe they meant to put fighter there. That might be a typo. But anyway. And I quote again, it's complicated to pick a winner in Sis Garcia. It would be perfect if I do the fight with Manny. That'd be another great matchup. And he said another great matchup that we'd all talk about. There are great fights at welterweight at the moment. So, he had to boost his own name while talking about somebody else. You know what I mean? He's like, hold up, we ain't going to just make this about Crawford and Earl. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it as complicated as him in terms of, like, style matchups. Just because they haven't fought someone similar to each other doesn't mean that it's a complicated fight for them.
I mean, you don't think that Sean and Crawford is a complicated fighter?
Man, you see,
No, he was saying Mikey Garcia.
He's probably chatting in the chat. That's
No,
why he didn't hear
I'm
shit.
not. There's a whole bunch of topics on Crawford and in the chat in the pre-pro. So I was just trying to see which one you were talking about.
The one that I read. Whose quotes did I read?
Yeah, I was on the wrong Porter subject trying to find that quote. Yeah, but anyway, all right. So now that I know where I'm at, my bad. Mikey Garcia, you said. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you restate that. I was confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'll pick it up. It's not a problem. So look, here's the thing: is it a complicated fight for both of them? I get where Mikey's talking about. It goes back to what we had talked about with this past week about somebody being in a fight where they're the underdog or where they're, up against it, where it's not just an easy win. And, we've talked about it. Has Crawford at 147 been in that situation? Has Earl been in that situation? Who are their best opponents? With a Mikey, you can go back to, Robert Easter. You can maybe say that's it. So from that perspective, I guess if he's comparing himself, but no, these two are the best fighters. I don't think they're going to have any problems fighting each other. I think that this fight makes sense right now, both economically and skillfully. I guess that's not even a word, but in terms of skills, these are the number 1 and number 2 guys. There's no doubt about it. So with Mikey, I think that little drop in at the end with Pacquiao says it all. He wants them to fight. Why? Because Pacquiao has less offers, and then he's going to pick Garcia. That's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He wants Crawford and Spence tangled up with each other. He's, it's a complicated fight for both. Oh, I don't know if either of them are good enough to fight each other. Oh, you're trying to stoke them into a situation where they're like, well, I could beat him. No, I could beat him. And then it's it's so obvious here what Mikey's trying to do. But, as far as both of their opponents, I don't know. I think that they're ready to fight each other no matter what. Even if they're not as good as each other, or the opponents aren't as good as the Spence or Crawford, it's leading up to that point. So
I think he just knows.
The quote that stands out from Porter to me on Boxing Scene was, I do agree Terrence needs a quote unquote true opponent, Porter said, and I'm a little different from most of y'all out there. So I think that Errol Spence Jr. is going to have his tune-up fight, as we call it, and Crawford is going to have that big name marquee that we're all talking about to cross him over, and it may be possibly Sean Porter.
I mean, I think he just generally knows that these guys are top level. They haven't faced anybody of their veracity and their type of boxing IQ. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with saying something like that. I don't think he's just trying to, dodge the question of who would win. It's that close,
And Doomy's talking about Mikey, and Enrique was talking about Porter. Going back to Enrique, since he brought up the Porter, and Doomy was trying to do that too. When asked about a fight with Terrence Crawford during PBC's Facebook Live interaction with fans, Porter said, and I quote, "I don't know exactly what was going to be said or done, but there's still light in that tunnel for those who want Showtime Sean Porter versus Terrence Bud Crawford." So obviously PBC's been putting all their guys on, some sort of social media platform doing interviews. And I quote again, "I'm not sure if and when that fight's going to happen," Porter said about boxing Crawford. "I'll keep it like this, man. As far as I know, every fight is on the table, especially at this point. We're at the point right now where everybody's going to kind of have to reset and get everything back in order. Some of the fighters that were champions before all of this happened. Before all of this happened, there's no telling what's going to happen once we get back going. So, everybody's on the table. Everybody's on board. As y'all already know, Sean Porter is no ducker. I don't duck anyone. If it's bringing money and it's bringing excitement, it's bringing Showtime Sean Porter. So that's what I'm here to do. If it happens to be Bud, that will be a conversation that he and I are going to have. That's the only thing I hate about that, man, is that, they always go with this conversation they got to have. The last gigantic. Well, it's about some big ass quotes, but these are important because it's just echoing what I've been saying. He's a little bit nicer, but he's still subliminally giving you the same,
jab,
knife in the throat.
The conversation.
I do agree that Terrence needs a quote unquote true opponent, Porter said. And I'm a little different from the most of y'all out there, but and I think most fighters will say this. We go out there and we put our lives on the line against everyone every time we get in the ring. I mean, the guy could be 0-10 and something still could happen. So it's that respect. You have to have that respect. You have to respect the fighter for whoever he has fought and whoever he's fighting. Terrence's last fight was against a guy, I think he was from Australia. That's what he thinks.
Crab Velasquez.
Crab and lobster. I could be wrong. And a lot of people were criticizing him about that. And my mindset was, it's still a big fight. A good fight for you against a good fighter. And again, anything can happen. So when you say true fighter, of course, there's levels to this. So we'll be respectful to that. But at the same time, Terrence has not been a multi-time world champion by accident. That dude is the real deal. He's just a great fighter, great athlete, great person. And so, you have to respect everyone that he fought. Saying that, when you say a true fighter, you talk about Showtime Shawn Porter. I really do think that, again, we talking about levels. I really do think that I've separated myself from the rest of the welterweights in the division in terms of preparation, in terms of being able to contend with everybody. Being able to contend with everybody that's out there. There's not one fight that I've had where win, lose, or draw, that fighter ever got the best of me, and outclassed me and outworked me and out-everything me for an entire fight. That has never happened and will never happen. So, yes, I do think that when we talk about a quote-unquote true fight, I think Terrence, like most fighters, before they fight me, has never been in the ring with anyone like me. So, definitely, the truest test of all tests out there is Showtime Shawn Porter. And I believe that. That's the test I want. It ain't an easy task to beat Showtime. You got to be in shape, dog shape, because he's in shape. So outside of being in shape, you got to be better skilled. And Keith was better skilled, but it was difficult for him. His back was against the ropes. His back was all red and whelped up. He was on the run.
I'd rather him fight fucking Keith Thurman than the Shawn Porter, bro.
Keith Thurman's injured, man. I mean, I hear you. You're entitled to your opinion. I just feel like Keith Thurman, until we know he's 100%, he's not 100%.
Here's the thing. I think that
tough fight.
Yeah, I think that Terrence Crawford beating Porter gets him more undoubted. His reputation takes an undoubted step forward for the people that already doubt him. Because with Thurman, there's already people trying to poke holes in his game. I mean, I know a guy who's one of the biggest Thurman fans, and the other day he's driving by my house. He's like, "Hey, that was a great show the other day, but by the way, Thurman's done. Thurman's done." He was talking about the interview that we did, and I was like, "Whoa, this kid was one of the biggest Thurman fans I knew. Like, he said he was the number one guy. He said he could beat everybody. He said he could beat Floyd right now. And now he's talking about he's done." So, I think he's better off fighting Porter because Porter's just respected by everyone. It's understood if you don't come in that fight ready, you will lose. And if you don't lose, and if you're good enough to win, you're sure as hell going to take a beating.
And that's what I mean. Like, Crawford won't take that Porter fight. He would take the Thurman fight. Not that I wouldn't want him in there with Porter, but they looking at Porter like, man, bro, Ness just said it, bro. We seen Thurman's back welted up in the locker room, bro. It's a tough fight every time you're in there with Shawn. So it's like, if I'm at Crawford's side, it's like, damn, that's the marquee name I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to be a name.
Think about it like this, though. Thurman did do a successful pay-per-view with Spence.
I was with Spence. You mean with Pacquiao? I would
Porter?
say.
I meant to say Porter did a successful pay-per-view with Spence. So,
all right, I was gonna say
he's viable to Top Rank. Like they can't say he's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say Crawford should take the Porter fight, not because of that pay-per-view number, but I was gonna say that marquee name is Porter that everyone's asking about. Like, yo, Crawford ain't fighting no one. He need that name. What's better? PBC, Sean Porter.
Yo, that'd be an awesome fight.
Nah,
because,
man, we've been talking
Crawford
about
would
that
have
fight
to be,
too.
Yeah, Crawford would have to be on his toes the entire fight. Like he can't for a second slow down. So he's got to be in the best shape.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, remember he's a southpaw. The last southpaw that Porter fought that I believe is Orodani Urgas.
Thought it was Spence.
Oh shit, you're right. It was Spence.
Yeah, he knows how to handle it. He actually would be ready for any switch ups. Well, let me not say that because the switch ups come at any moment.
It's still the power though. If you catch somebody and you hurt him, they gonna think twice about it. Like no one's ever hurt Porter. His knockdowns have all. That was a flash knockdown too. You think that was a hurt knockdown?
I think he felt that electricity travel through that chin to his whole limb.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, he fell asleep for two fractions of a second. Like it was just like whoa. And then but he's resilient. Like, God be with you, champ. Like he came back from it, but like any other guy would have freaking been on a knee.
Mario Munguia, let me ask you a question. If let's say hypothetical Crawford goes 12 with Porter, what'd you say?
Mario's not there.
All right, so any of y'all two. Let's say hypothetically Crawford goes 12 with Porter and loses. How do you see that? Why do you?
It really is unfair though. It's really unfair because it's like all hypothetical, and we still need to see the fight. Like, what if that 12-round fight was an amazing fight?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be an amazing fight regardless, because who Crawford is. And how Spence presents his style of fighting.
Spence or Porter?
I'm sorry, Porter. How Porter presents himself in a fight.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to give an opinion on it because you said he lost. Crawford.
Yeah, if he lost and he went 12, I think it was a damn good fight. Regardless,
style of losing, you got to see how he lost.
I'm saying, however you make it in your head that he lost, you're not gonna see him lose by like obvious domination.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know. It's just hard to do that.
I know, but can you imagine that?
Porter can probably
lose that way against Porter.
Yeah,
can you imagine Crawford losing that way against Porter?
I can see where there's a situation.
I can't imagine him losing.
Yo, we had other guys giving Crawford some a couple of problems in the ring. I'm not saying huge problems, but we had Kravelasquez and some of these guys kind of touch him up. So when you got a guy like, when you're telling me how I see it, and can I see that happen? Hell yeah, I can see that happen. I can see Crawford getting overwhelmed by that style. He's just overwhelming to anybody he faces. So it's like shit. He can go ahead and switch up all he wants, but if that dog is on his ass, he don't know how to adjust quick enough, he gonna get mauled, man. He gonna get mauled.
And Porter lets hands go. So it's all gonna come down to when Crawford counters him. But Porter's taking shots from everybody very well, man.
Yo, I'll take it. Alex's one step further. Not only do I think Crawford could be overwhelmed, I think Thurman, Spence, anybody that's beaten him could fight him in a rematch, and he could still overwhelm him. He's that kind of dog. You know what I mean? He just does not stop. And I'm not saying there isn't a dog in Pacquiao and a dog in, Thurman. I mean, those guys are made of grit, but it just Porter's built different.
But y'all forgot Broner dropped Broner and Porter in the 12th round.
Yeah,
so
I don't forget that. I don't know. I don't put as much stock in it.
Yeah. Those are flash knockdowns, man. Porter's durable.
But that's still a mistake that another fighter studies.
Exactly, no. And that's what Crawford going to have to do. He's going to have to, see that shot and land it so that he could gain or win rounds. But It's
it comes with
fight.
the style, right, Ness? Like, we know that Porter, that's what he does. He
I
comes
know,
forward,
and the reason why I asked that question, I'm not taking anything away from Porter. I'm saying that Porter is that damn good that if Crawford were to lose a 12-round decision, that I don't see it being by a huge margin. I see it being a
it would be a tight fight. Yeah.
Nah,
I
could paint you the other picture. I could tell you that Porter.
Of course, we could all paint, but I'm
saying?
saying based off their both skills, that I see it being a hell of a close fight. And if Crawford were to dominate, then you got a lot to credit to give to Crawford as a welterweight.
Yeah, and that's what Porter said. No one's dominated him. No one's beat all the rounds. No one's walked through him. So it's the fight. But look, because it's the fight that we need and not the fight that's needed, we ain't getting it.
So we'll get a Danny Garcia versus Crawford before we get
we'll
that.
get a Brook or a Thurman. We're gonna get a Wounded Bird because the Wounded Bird is a secure win, and it keeps building the story.
That's what we said last time when we were on here. But like at the same time, like we don't know the health too. He could come back real healthy, so it could be. Thurman, he could come back super healthy.
I don't
and ready,
care how healthy he comes. He needs one fight before he gets in there. At least, bro, we seen him with Josecito Lopez, and look, it was one round. I get it, but Crawford do that, and he might knock out Thurman.
And my final thought on that and adding Ryan Garcia is that it's all about building. So Crawford, hell yeah, is going to build. If y'all don't want to see him against Porter, I thought that would be a great ass fight.
That's a great fight, but that's
a great ass fight. Definitely, probably a 2021 fight. We should see if he doesn't fight Errol Spence. It should be a name like Sean Porter. But again, it's all about building to get to that bigger fight, which is Errol Spence, I believe.
Definitely is Errol Spence. Yeah, man, those are the final thoughts. You already know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Quick reminder of today's topics. Number 1, Andy Ruiz Jr. says Whyte never offered him $5 million, accuses him of clout chasing. But Dillian Whyte comes out and shows a one-way email. You'd be the judge. I screen shared. Press rewind. If not, check out Twitter. It's all over. Number 2, Big Charlo. Jermall Charlo moving up to 168. Is this the best move for him long-term, or does this have an immediate impact? Oscar De La Hoya says that he won't stand in the way of Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, but they're going to have to wait till Ryan becomes the mandatory challenger. And like we just discussed, both Mikey and Sean Showtime Porter giving their thoughts on Terrence Crawford as a fight for Spence, and Porter as a fight for himself. Also in the news and notes, we discussed the first boxing show in Nicaragua. And we talked about how the fans, the judges, the refs, everyone wore masks. So give us your take on that if you got to watch that live fight, or at least went to ESPN.com and checked out a lot of coverage on that. And also we got, can Luis Nery turn things around? Remember, he was trained by Freddie Roach. Now he's going to be with Eddy Reynoso, the trainer of Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez. And Roach couldn't keep Luis Nery's weight under control. He was supposed to be on the Wilder undercard, failed to make weight. Plus, he popped positive for some steroids in the past. Can Eddie whip him into shape? Eddy Reynoso. Also, we just discussed that Crawford-Porter still discussion. So, yeah, let's go on out to these sponsors, and then we're going to go out to all the callers. Remember, you know the number. We already went through it.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
So, Mario, is that Brandon Lee the fighter?
I was literally just texting you that. I'm pretty sure Ashley wrote that down wrong. I doubt it. If you want to check, you can check, but I highly doubt it.
Is this Brandon Lee the fighter?
No.
Brandon?
It's not.
Hello? 708? All right, maybe he's just listening. I don't know why Mario would make that mistake.
No, that was Ashley. Dude, she's out running favors. She's gonna yell at her when she get home.
Nah, I was being sarcastic. Like, that was Brandon Lee. He just shy. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was.
Bruh, I'm telling you, I saw it, but here's the thing. Like, I gave it to her, and she has never messed that up before. So, but it's the first time.
I'll go back to Brandon Lee if he's interested in a bit. On that note, we're gonna go out to some other callers.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Peace, King. Peace, King.
Max the movie?
I mean,
okay, I'll put on Max the movie. He just coming with me while I'm waiting for my food.
All right, I guess he don't know we're here. And we're going to Kingborn. Talk to us.
Peace, King. A lot of kings up here.
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing tonight? Just want to give a shout out to Fred the Godson. You know what I mean? Rapper passed away. COVID-19 coronavirus, man. Shit is crazy. Now, let's get to this boxing joint. Dylan Whyte, a sucker, faggot, punk motherfucker. He juicing, he clout chasing. He ain't send no shit to Ruiz. Everybody know that, because I heard what you said. If you're gonna send a message, right, you at least see where it came from. You know, look like that's just some made up shit. He did some etch sketch shit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Number two, the shit with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. Yo, Garcia going on 22. Gervonta 25. Teofimo super nice. He 23, 24. Fight him. Stop bullshitting, man. Fight him. Talking about you ain't ready, but you calling everybody out, but you don't want to fight. Fight them dudes, man. Get it poppin'. Don't be scaredy cat. Like a scaredy cat on some Scooby-Doo shit. Know what I mean? The other topic was maybe Luis Nery could get it back. Maybe Luis Nery could get nice. But the main topic, Sean Porter and Crawford. I'm going to keep it real. If Crawford fights Sean Porter, he get all the respect. But I don't think Crawford's style is going to go with Porter, because Porter's that's like fighting a gorilla in there. You know what I mean? That's like fighting a dude with 20 hands. He always throw punches. He always get it on. He always get it popping. You know what I mean? But that would be a great fight, though. But let's see if Crawford really want to fight. Like I said, everything might jump off 2021. That Nicaragua shit, y'all. Listen, I don't know who it is, but I saw part of the clips and everything. That shit look wild. Maybe we could bring boxing back, y'all. What y'all think?
Oh, I think so.
I'm pretty sure that Bob Arum and everybody, like everybody's seen what took place in Nicaragua, and they're gonna, try and see could they pitch it to their commission, because this all comes down to the commissions.
And yo, listen, they had Chocolatito handing out masks. How much better would it be if you know you're going to an event and you're going to get masks and like top ranked stables handing them out? You go to a Golden Boy fight, right? Small little card, and here's Virgil Ortiz handing out masks. Maybe not, but it's still cool.
Sound good though. Sound good.
But you know what though?
Top ranked girls passing them out.
But
there you go.
Word, but you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I was thinking about, what if you got that shit with Mikey Garcia and Porter sound interesting. I almost forgot about that, y'all. I think that Porter Oh man,
It wasn't Mikey and Porter. Mikey was just giving his thoughts on Porter Crawford. I mean, on Spence Crawford. Spence
I
Crawford.
think that's what he meant, though. I think both of them talking about Spence and Crawford.
Let's
but
go.
That sound like
Al.
a good ass fight too, Mikey versus Crawford. I mean,
Mikey versus Porter sound like a massacre.
Massacre. That's what I'm about to
Yo, which is crazy. Wow. Which is crazy because I thought Mikey was gonna get murdered by Spence. So I don't know, but I think. Listen, I think that Sean Porter would do exactly what he did to Malignaggi to Mikey. Like, it just be so much. He'll just be like looking at the ref with the
what's going on?
Exactly, with the buggy eye. Like, what the fuck? Yo. And it's like, nah, bro, this is a Sean Porter fight.
Upside your head, back to back.
Yo, Devin Alexander, Malignaggi, bro, they couldn't handle that shit. Danny, Thurman, Kell Brook, them dudes. I mean, I guess Earl too. Kell Brook handled Porter. But that's because he, in my opinion, he cheated. You know what I mean? He held more than a motherfucker. But anyway, let's go out to Stone Bone Boxing. What up?
Oh yeah. Man, I like Mikey, man. I like what Mikey brings to the table, but he know he get in that ring with Bud, he gonna get touched up. You can see they talk different when they talk about Bud. Him and Robert, they don't talk like I've never heard them say, I see something with Bud. You know what I mean? I've never heard it. But let's see. Andy Ruiz, did Eddie show proof of that? He always showing text messages and emails and all that with numbers in it. So did he ever come out saying, like, showing his proof of the $5 million offer, or was that just something that Dillian Whyte said?
Well, we don't know because that literally happened right before we went on. I mean, an hour before, maybe an hour and a half. So I don't know. The story's still developing. He very likely could. But if he doesn't, I agree. It could be a lie.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you someone's going to take this audio, though, because, like, that shit look bogus. It's one-sided. I'm going to literally make one right now. Watch.
Nah, it's not enough sustenance to that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ness, make sure that you tell Al Heyman to make the check to the Boxing Voice for putting together Benavidez versus Charlo when you was down in where you was at
Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico, man. Hey, you matchmaking already, man. Don't change up and don't go Mr. PBC because you basically putting their fights together. He's seeing his brother getting in drama. He like, man, I better get to talking, man. My brother gonna fuck around and get a pay-per-view. I can't get Canelo. I better go after this Arizona Mexican. They got a nice backing and a decent style. He is kind of flat-footed, so that'll be battle of the flat-footedness. I guess Charlo is more athletic, but Benavidez is a dog. He's going to be coming forward, throwing hands. De La Hoya, he know he got to wait till it's a mandatory time because as a promoter, if you were to tell your fighter to take this fight that he probably looking at it like himself versus Floyd, but he looking at Devin as way better at this time, and it's not. He was way more experienced than Floyd when they fought, so he know that Devin's skill set and he more experienced. That'll be hell for Ryan. So you gonna duck that fight until it's a mandatory, and then you'll go a different route or something. Go to IBF or a WBO route or something once it's mandated. I don't think he's gonna let that fight happen at 35. That's more of a 140 type fight. I was glad boxing back. That was ESPN Deportes. You know, Bob Arum had his minions down there in the audience, looking around, seeing if people was coughing, seeing how the setup was, and he know that if ESPN Deportes back, that's still the parent company that he dealing with. So he know that if he can get it okay by a commission here, ESPN is gonna air that fight. They can do ESPN Plus if they worried about anything. They got options.
Yo, like I'm literally doing this email for real. Like it's ridiculous. You know something? I gotta re-screen share this. The fact that I'm using this to rewrite mine, I'm actually paying more attention. This is super bogus.
Yeah.
Like, super. This is so fabricated.
Even the wording was a little off.
Look,
it didn't seem.
Hi, Tom. Further to our recent emails, we would like to make a new key word here. New. I wish I would have picked up on this before. So that means this is not the first offer. This is another offer, which Andy already turned down. So now they're raising their offer, a new offer to $4 million for Andy to fight Dillian Whyte in June in the U.S. Look forward to hearing from you, Eddie, right? So then this is a screenshot of that cropped email, which I'm making my own to show you that this Dillian Whyte could have made this. Like that Ruiz right there is literally the subject line. Hi, Tom is inside the body. So there's no email addressed to who it's going to. There's no reply. Anyone can make this one-sided shit. Then it's also, look, we offer.
So is Eddie Eddie playing Whyte out?
Dog, this is Whyte. Whyte didn't even get this from Eddie. Look, this is, first of all, listen, grab your own iPhone. Grab your own iPhone and text me and see if it's gonna be fucking blue or white. It's white. It's blue when you receive. Yeah. Eddie got an iPhone. I got his number. We text. Okay, so look, the email crop, he's sending it to Eddie. We offered Ruiz $4 million. He's sending it to Eddie. Why is it? Look, when Mario texts me, it comes in blue. His messages are blue, right? Mario's are white.
You got him.
No. Mario's are white. Mario's are right. Mario's are white. Mine's are blue. I'm supposed to be blue. But again, it's what I'm saying. He's sending this to Eddie. Okay? It should be Eddie saying, we offered Ruiz $4 million. So listen to the next statement. You should go back and say, sorry, I checked with Eddie. We offered you $4 million. Do we have a deal at 5? And now get it done. So who is he really talking to? Because again, if you look at the top, it says Eddie Hearn. So why would he say you should go back and say, sorry, I checked with Eddie? Like, who is he? I don't understand.
That sounds suspect as hell.
No, that's it.
That sounds like he got something off a word.
That's forensic. Yo, you went forensics on him. That's it.
I can't believe. And you know, I was looking at it on the YouTube. Like, it was just there. I didn't pay no really attention to it. I just said, yeah, that could be fake. But bro, that's fake as hell. I'm sorry. That's fake.
It's a fishy. That's a fishy.
That's suspect, bro.
There's no blue.
So suspect.
All I'm saying is there's no blue here, so no one is conversing here. This is all one-sided. But again, the fact that it says in the email itself.
So Eddie sent him the copy of the email.
You gotta assume Eddie either sent them the copy of the email or he was CC'd in the email and cropped it. But again, why would he crop it, right? So we got to assume he's showing Andy conversations between him and Eddie because that's what it says here.
Yeah, it's not Andy, it's Eddie.
But it don't make any sense. What is it that Eddie's showing him? Is Eddie...
And how much later was the offer too, right, though? How much later was the second offer?
Oh, my God. This shit actually says today.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It does!
No, yeah, but it says the word today, and he just put it out. So I guess he's like, yo, Eddie, Ruiz is saying we lied. Send me something. I don't get it. I don't know, but the text don't make sense. Maybe it's some UK shit, and I don't get. Mario. I don't know. I'm not.
It was 10:06 p.m. when they.
I'm not the best reader, Mario. Am I missing something here? You should go back and say sorry. I checked with Eddie. We offered you $4 million. Do we have a deal at 5? Oh, unless Eddie. Okay, are these all okay? Let's hypothetically assume Eddie sees what's going on Twitter, sends Dillian all the information. So if I'm Eddie,
yes, I get where you're going.
So he's saying if I'm Eddie, Eddie sends him. Here goes the copy of the email I sent to his team, and he says Eddie is texting Dillian saying we offered Ruiz $4 million. So now what Eddie is saying, you should
go back and apologize.
Go back and apologize to Ruiz. So Ruiz is right. Hey, listen, we uncovered it. Ruiz never got offered $5 million. So Eddy says, you should go back and say, sorry, I checked with Eddy. We offered you $4 million. But do we have a deal at $5 million? And I will get it done. So Eddy's giving him authority to say we can offer you $5 million. But technically, Andy is vindicated. It was never a $5 million offer. Thank God we went back on that.
Shit.
This is all Eddy. Damn, Eddy stays on it. He sent everything like, here, boom, boom, boom. All right, let's get out to, let me get rid of the screen share. Let me get out to Stainless in Detroit.
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people, now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Stain the main.
What's good, baby? What's good?
Champ.
Yo, happy Sunday to y'all.
Happy Sunday, brother.
Yo, I'm on Black Diamond OG. What y'all
Oh,
on?
Black Diamond OG. I got the cookies over here right now.
Word,
yeah,
word.
I got this cherry gelato back. My plug stays with it.
You stay with that gelato, yeah.
I know,
That's
man. I'm stuck with it.
Crockett Confidential.
Man, I ain't never. That's the only one I ain't heard of. I'm gonna have to look that one up on the list, man. All I can really talk about, I mean, Billy and Whyte, man. I never believe shit he say, man. He's a mouthpiece for Eddie Hearn. He got Eddie Hearn for his mouthpiece. So one's the mouth, one's the asshole, but both of them full of shit. On the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia thing, I don't think Ryan Garcia want that smoke. I don't think De La Hoya want that smoke for Ryan yet either, man. It's probably best for him to get in there with a Linares or somebody with a little ring experience who can, test his waters, because I don't think he really, I mean, none of these new cats have really been tested like that. Sorry, I'm up here in this white folk town full of diesel trucks and shit. But nobody's of this new generation that's crop has really been tested. Maybe Tiafimo, but I think they should take that fight. It's a good fight for either one of them. I think they both young enough. If they lose, they still got plenty of time to come back. And they got a big enough reputation and name behind them. So they need to go ahead and make that fight, man. I ain't trying to hear no 21 and 22. It's still 2020, man. We about to start fighting again in just another month or so. So let's go with that, man. As always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, I guess you'll hear this next week because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Peace. Yo, that sound like a tiger in the background.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, whoa, Tiger King episode?
It was like
a motorcycle.
What tiger?
Like
that
roar.
That was a diesel engine purring.
Yeah, like, sorry, man. I got these trucks around me.
Let me get to Sid in Orlando. What up?
Sid. Oye, chico.
Hey, what up, man? Shit, I'm just listening, but everybody liked the video.
All right.
Come up.
Thanks for calling in. Jay, Colorado. You sound definitely far. You on bad Bluetooth. Hello?
Yeah, we do not hear you, champ.
All right, then. We going out to Info Joe and Cali.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo. What up, my boxing brothers?
What up, Joe?
Champ.
Oh man, just kicking back, man. Listening to y'all, great show. Smoking on some good weed. Hey, shout out to King Born, man. Good call, man. Good call. Uh, First off, the Ruiz and Dylan Whyte, yeah, this shit sound bogus. Man, she was doing some real CSI shit right in front of us, right? Good shit, man. Yeah, it sounds a little bogus though, man. But you know what? I like the fight, man. I like the fight. I do like the fight, I must say. Far as Ryan Garcia, I think he should take the fight. You know, they all young right now. Like Stainless said, they can all bounce back. Teofimo, man, is the most tested out of all of them, man. All the young guns right now. And I think they all should start fighting each other, man. Especially after this COVID shit is over. Everybody need to hit the ground running. Far as Charlo versus Benavidez, Ness, I told you the last time I called in, man, that's your calling, man. Marketing, man. Stone Bone said it, man. You called that shit when you was down there in Mexico, man. That's your shit, man. You was the one saying that these dudes need to think out of the box, make your own lane. And you look at now, he actually talking about this shit, man. They should pay you for that shit. But I like the fight, man. Who do y'all think would be the betting favorite, man, in Vegas? A guy moving up to another weight class, another champ, being those two.
I think David will be the favorite because of the Korobov fight.
Me too. Yeah, I think he'll just be that because he's not the one moving up. It's less risk being taken by the guy that's already there, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, basically betting odds. I would say the same thing. But yeah, I think he should be the favorite. Being because he's going, Charlo's going up in weight, but that's all he got, man. That's a good move. He only got Eubanks over on the PBC side. I would like to see him in the mix with Caleb Plant, man. That'd be a good move for him, and that'd be, another weight division. That'd be good, man. I think it is a tough competitive fight for both of them. I think about with him when he fought Brandon Adams, a guy coming up on 154. And facing him, it's going to be a tight fight, man. I thought he could hurt Brandon Adams and get him out of there. And this is a guy coming up. So that's going to be a competitive fight, man. Right now, I got it at 50-50. But that's my call. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day. Peace.
Peace.
I'm still making my identical email, by the way. Getty, talk to me.
Harlem.
Yo.
Yo. We hear you.
That's blessed, man. That's blessed, man. How y'all living, man?
All good, man. Can't complain. We alive. That's what's important right now in this time.
Blessed.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm gonna make it quick, man. I'm gonna pick off where info left off. Ness, definitely, man. I second that motion for you to go into marketing, man, making your own lane. You feel what I'm saying? That's something that I'm looking forward to. That I believe y'all could do. Y'all could definitely make your own lane in that, man. Especially what the brother was talking about yesterday. How, he even mentioned, I wanted to make my own lane. I didn't want to work for anybody. I just wanted to be my own. So I definitely see that for y'all, TBV. Throughout all the topics, the only thing I want to focus on is Jermall Charlo. I see him having a mountain to climb because he got some tough competition moving up. And I think that's what's best for him if he's looking to be one of the greats. And that's my call.
Peace. Good call. I think it's more matchmaking Ness than marketer. You're a matchmaker. We spoke about that.
I take it. Stainless said what? He's busy because you got a boomerang, Stainless. You know that. And we up on you if you're ready. All right. Well, that means the show's over, ladies and gents. I did make my email. Though, and I could crop it too.
Let's see it.
Yeah. Show it.
Yo, only way to get rid of the doubt would be to reach out to Eddy, Eddy, this you right?
Yeah. Yo, I wrote a rhyme, Mario, over the weekend.
Oh,
let's hear it.
Nah, no hearing.
Are you saving it for Friday?
Oh, in the morning, not this morning.
The morning.
Untitled,
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Wow.
We can save it for Friday.
Why are you trying to wait?
I got some. Just come right in with it, not a battle, but
You ready for a battle?
No, I'm just putting myself out there for somebody that want to battle. You know what I'm saying?
Cash Weezy ready to spit. Shit about to get lit.
But why you don't wanna spit right now?
I mean, you want one bar? You know, you want
How
one
many?
bar?
Yeah, give us
one
I'll
bar.
give y'all 2 bars.
Give me 2 bars, man. We
Give
take
me
it.
4 bars.
Come on, man. Because then when I repeat it, you know,
Nah,
they're gonna be like, oh,
you
you
gonna
said
have to
that
write
already.
something new. Just write something new.
Yo, listen here. It's a world premiere. Boxing champ all in your ear. Ring walk is heavy and energize the room. I'll keep going, you know.
Damn.
He was flow. Jay-Z flow?
Yo, he got the flow. He
That's
got
already
the flow.
better than the 8 bars intrigue spit.
Oh.
Damn.
You would be number 1 on J&J's promotions, / management.
J, I'll drop a line on them too, man.
Yo, he coming for your head, J Mac. Ain't no more Enrica out here, Chet.
The agent, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. He turning up on y'all. J&J Promotions in trouble.
Yo, he's going the Mikey Ward route. He's his own promoter.
Yo, I sent it to the chat. Yo, and I promise you, look, let me do copy, and let me do now. I'm gonna send it as a text too. Watch.
This still look like a written cropped. Like,
bruh, but did you see his? It's the same thing.
I know. That's
Hi,
hilarious.
Tom.
Yo, he had some ill ass cropping teams getting the Altis mode and the time up on the phone and shit.
Yeah.
It was like show him what you wrote at least, man. Show it right for the can't wait. Show him what you wrote.
But the good thing is we at least debunked. He really didn't offer 5.
It was a 4, so he ain't wrong.
And,
don't send that. They're gonna say it's Photoshop. Don't
they
say
probably
that.
sent that offer way later too.
Yeah, there's no date there. There's no date.
What happened to the date? He made sure that shit wasn't seen.
What's your middle name?
It ain't there, but I think this Brandon. Brandon, what up? Cincinnati. Right? Is it Brandon? Damn, Mario, who 513? Thought it was Brandon.
Let me check right now.
I'm gonna go what up?
Yo.
What up, champ? We had went to you, but you was busy.
Peace, King.
Yeah. I was in the mix. Peace, fellas. Yo, if Charlo move up to 160, one thing I can say, man, people discount what the Charlos do because people don't like their attitude, but they got a lot of great pedigree. And I think I actually called the fight like this if it ever happens, straight up and down. Both fighters will touch the canvas, but Charlo's going to win by stoppage between either the 9th or the 11th round. So that's my call. I got a bone out, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Listen, enjoyed the show. I'm enjoying Patreon. Listen, it's a great experience. I got some purple Durban. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Origin.
Nice.
Purple Durban on deck. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So I'm half baked and I'm buried down. Y'all see what I'm doing? Keep it going, fellas. Appreciate y'all. And listen, y'all got this rap thing going on the show, man. Y'all getting busy with this, man. Mario, yo, man, you kind of nice. Respect due, man. Respect due.
Appreciate you.
All right, fellas.
Peace. Yo, that Durban poison with that purple, that cross is serious.
We got Sony Woods.
Yo, what's good, TVV?
What up?
What's good?
Hey, yo, and just I'm gonna piggyback off of what the last caller just said. That's my biggest thing about Charlo. People hating on him because a lot of times people say one of the things about Terrence Crawford, he don't say anything. He stay quiet until it's time to tweet something. And people like to rag on fighters that's not like outlandish like Ryan Garcia is right now. And here you got the Charlos, like my man said, got the pedigree and all whatnot and what have you. But people still not giving him a respect in the ring. So I hope something do pop off with the Benavidez fight. And as far as with Eddy Ruiz and Dillian Whyte, just like I told you guys last week, I hope to goodness that fight is not made, because I'm still holding out hope for Eddy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, and I'm trying to tell you guys that's going to be the fight of the year. Those two going to slug it out, bruh. It's going to take they trainers to drag them out of the ring. That's the type of fight that's going to be. And, man, what was the other topic? What was the other topic?
De La Hoya says that Ryan Garcia is ready for Devin now. He'll take it now.
Yeah, and that shit I do not understand, and I'm sorry. I think these fucking promoters, if you look at all these promoters right now that's promoting all these young fighters, these are promoters that we used to root for back in the early 2000s and the late 90s, and I think like him, Floyd, and all them motherfuckers, they try to hold down these new fighters, behind the scenes, just like they used to get held back with Bob Arum and them back in the late 90s, and they doing the same shit to these young fighters. We just don't hear it as much, because that shit don't make no sense. These fights ain't getting made with Ryan Garcia and all them, and them motherfuckers used to do that shit for damn selves back in the day. When Mayweather fought fucking Arturo Gotti, I think they was both at a young age, and I think Arturo Gotti too, even though he took a lot of battles when he rolled up with Mayweather. Shit don't make no sense. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all Friday. Peace out.
All right.
That was a good call.
Well, fellas, that is it for tonight. Catch us in the morning, 9 a.m. We'll be back. We'll be sure to have a good topic for you and possibly some guests. Still working on some of those names we already told you about. And, yeah, man, that is about it.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, also, remember, we have Untitled tomorrow. So on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you have not checked Untitled out yet, or if you're listening on YouTube a week later and don't know what Untitled is, go to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to check out everything Untitled, where we talk about every single type of topic. You never know what's going to be coming out of the woodworks and what we're going to say.
You never know.
Definitely gonna get some Westworld reviews, because that's on tonight. Should be.
Got to.
I finished Ozark. Is over.
And if you have your Untitled, and if y'all have y'all's Untitled submissions, please send them in. So we can all study them. I'm gonna send y'all mine. Although if you want to look it up, it's the Mountain, aka Thor Bjornsson. He's going for 530 kilogram deadlift, which is more than half a ton, which is also the world record, which is also going to be broadcasted by ESPN. So I'll be sending that to y'all so that y'all can do some studying on that, because I definitely want to know what y'all are talking about, so I can.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm a fan. So
I got a couple callers just jumped in. I'm gonna go with my Gene Bet first, because I don't know if JT's ready to rock. Cause I don't know. So my Gene Bet, what up? Yeah, and plus my Gene Bet doesn't have an intro just yet. What's going on, champ?
What's good? I'm working on it. I'm working on the intro. So I don't got much to say today. Just wanted to say, Luis Nery, I'm glad that he's with Reynoso. I think that's a good fit for him. Seems like Reynoso's a good fit for everybody lately, though. I like that move, but I still don't see him calling out Rigo. I don't see anybody calling out Rigo, even though he's 50 years old. Jesus Christ, my man needs to get a fight. That's about it. And we all knew that Dylan Whyte was lying. He's always lying. Julio Cesar Martinez is a problem. I know you guys are going to call me crazy, but I actually have him top 10 right now in all of boxing. I got real high hopes for that guy. I think he could do it all. He could brawl. He could box. Slick. He does everything. Good fighter. That's it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. No bud for me today. Hopefully picking up some Skittles tomorrow, though. Later.
Word.
Yo, I
never
had
Skittles.
Me neither.
Yeah, bro. Yo, see, man. Yo, this Julio Cesar Martinez guy is official, man. I think when he beat old boy up from England, right? Damn, what the hell was his name? I know that he was like coming out of like wasn't he the one that was locked up or something like that, and he was Eddie's fighter, Julio Cesar Martinez, when he beat up my man from the UK.
Charlie Edwards? Wasn't that the one that beat up Charlie Edwards?
Yeah, he beat the crap out of him, but like I think he had been in jail or something like that. I'll go back and look at it, but he had just come out of like, you know, the pen and shit. Like the dude is rough and tough, and he definitely represents Mexican fighting, bro. It's hard as fuck. Mexican, yeah.
Did you go to Josue?
No.
I'm sorry. Josue from Oregon, we coming to you in a second.
Josue, what up?
Hey, yo, what up? Wait, what up? What up, Ness? What up, Mario? What up, Doomy? Hey, yo, what up, Casual, if you're still there? Hey, just wanted to quick call in and talk about yesterday's event in Nicaragua, Zamora, Blanco. What a fight. What a main event. The only fight that took place on Earth. This is what boxing is all about. Viva Nicaragua and Viva Mexico, cabrones.
All right.
Word.
Yo, that's been his outro for like years. Viva Mexico for like 5 years.
I want to go back and look at this fight if I can. I couldn't. I
couldn't find it, man. I couldn't find it. I got.
If you go to
is it on the app?
Listen to me. Yes. But if you have cable, go to your ESPN.com, the website, sign in through your cable. It'll allow you to do that. And then it'll pull up ESPN Deportes, because not everybody has it on their channel programming, but everybody has it in the ESPN package, like ESPN3 also. And it's also on ESPN3 as well. So you go to ESPN.com, sign in, and it'll give you the option to watch the whole card.
That just sound like a lot of work for some dudes.
Good looking out.
You, it's a lot of work. Come on, dog.
Yo,
you know how to do it.
Who are these guys?
They're nobody. They're nobody. They're nobody, really.
But you gonna love it when you watch it.
I'm about to watch. I'm about to watch Westworld. I'm about to watch regular TV, bro. Like COVID. I'm getting fat during COVID, man.
Bro, they said that they're opening up my gyms next Monday.
You better be careful, bro.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Don't be the first guinea, man.
Yo, I listen. I could squat. I'll be okay, but there's no way I could bench because I would have to wear gloves. I wouldn't allow myself to do it without gloves. So,
May 1st.
I can't bench without gloves.
The mask more than the gloves.
You think so? Okay. So you think
look, man. I guess you could be, as long as you ain't touching your workout partner and you got a mask and latex gloves on, you good.
Can't like pick your nose or like, you know, rub your hand on your bed.
Yeah.
It's crazy because some regions are actually
mustache, you know, that kind of stuff.
Oh, he said
do that all the time.
You can't massage the mustache.
Hey, Enrique, do you drive with the heat on too?
Nah, I don't.
He be Hawaiian shirt, degree 100 in the car and shit.
I don't drive with gloves or mask, but I do Lysol my car before I jump in. Not saying that anybody was in it with COVID. When I jump out, I have my gloves and mask on. When I get out from where I'm going and into my car, I pull the gloves off. I mean, I open the door, obviously, but I pull the gloves off, throw it on the passenger side floor, spray it with Lysol like it's like a big-ass roach or some kind of insect.
So, yo.
And then I do the sanitizer on my hands.
Damn.
You know, and then I take the mask off.
So
and
you
I Lysol again. It's
what?
crazy.
Why would you
do
touch
a lot,
the
bro.
mask?
I don't do all that.
Why would you? I wouldn't touch the mask with the sanitized glove because the mask is out in the
No,
open.
sanitized hands. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the mask is out in the open. Like you should have took it off with the gloves.
Yeah, I heard about
because
you out in the world with the mask, so it's like
it's a disposable mask, so I only wear it twice and then I trash it. Like right now, it's ready to get trashed.
Yo, that was
like
a preview of Untitled, man. Yo, COVID, man, shit around here forever, man.
The World Health Organization was talking about something, you know, that was being spoken about as far as like you having like a passport to travel, to be able to travel like after the vaccines come out and stuff like that. This shit's getting crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. If you don't got that, you're not going to be able to travel, buy. It's an untitled topic, I'm telling you.
Sony, what you talking about? What Tyson? Not Mike Tyson making no comment.
Tyson Fury? Who?
So, I don't know. He like, yo, Ness, talk about Tyson making a comeback, but what Tyson he talking about?
He want Mike Tyson versus.
Yo, what was that? What was that? Wasn't it a rapper like Tyson 100 or something? Somebody out here.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Bro, I don't know who you talking about.
Something Tyson, man. I promise y'all.
Oh, the only Tyson
Some like
I know.
IG famous dude. I'm telling y'all. Y'all watch tomorrow. Somebody gonna hear this show and they gonna text you like, "Yo, it was blah 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 blah."
And what he say? What did he say exactly?
Hey, what's my man name?
Man,
got
he
him?
said somebody named Tyson's trying to fight, but maybe he meant me because I got an Iron Mike.
Ooh! They gotta leave Mario alone.
Dynamic.
They gotta leave Mario alone, man. Just stop coming for Mario, man.
Yo, Intrigue talking about no smoke Mario with 3 ducks on the chat. He out here. Yo, you took that step.
Yo, Intrigue, I'm not the one trying to get Izzy fight. I'm not the one trying to get the Izzy matchup.
I told you, said, Ness, you talking about 50 Tyson. Everybody know 50 Tyson. Y'all don't know 50 Tyson. Look him up.
Yeah, who 50 Tyson?
Look him up. Look up 50 Tyson. Look up 50 Tyson. Untitled, we out. Ness GT on Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
At Morgan McGee on Twitter, at Morgan McGee on Instagram. Peace.
TBV_casual fan on Twitter and on YouTube and on patreon.com/boxing fan apparel. Peace.
Yo, Enrique start off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because Enrique starts off fast and then he slows down with them long ass URLs.
Yo, you can't get the matchbox going. Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Also on Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. Check us out on Patreon.
Yo, why do y'all treat it like a race? It's like a race.
I just like to do it though, because I started doing it just to like make it fast. It's like y'all know it's Admiral McGee, but then Doomy started going faster, so I started going faster.
He does the Hot Wheels. I'm like, yo, it's competition.
Yo, we out. Have a good night, ladies and gents. Peace.
And